Next topic is handling list box. Now let me create a notes here, notes.md. Topic is handling list box. The list box, another name, drop down. Now if you take in web applications, correct, if you take web application, you will see the list box. Another name, what is a list box? Another name, drop down. This list box and drop down are mainly classified into two types. Mainly classified into two types. What are the types of list box here is? First one, single select list box. Second one is multi select list box. Now we'll see first one, single select list box. Single select list box. Single select list box used to select the only one option. Correct. Select the only one option at a time. Correct. Select the only one option at a time. For example, here I am going to open this application. You are able to see the list box. This is a list box or drop down. This is which type of drop down is? This is single select list box. We can select only one option at a time. For next one, for multi select list box, this is a multi select list box. We can select multiple options at a time. So now the single select list box, we can select single option at a time. Multi select list box, we can select multiple options at a time. Now we'll see the example for single select list box. Now I'll create a new spec file for single select list box. Single-select underscore list box dot spec.ts. I'll take the test method format, paste it here. I'll remove this code. I'll remove the URL. So here we are going to handle the single select list box. Here we are going to handling single select list box. Now we'll see the example. For example, here I am going to open this application. We are going to select the payment option in the list box. Now let me open this application. After open this application, we are going to select the payment option here. Now right click and inspect element on the list box. Right click, inspect element. You are able to see the select tag. See here, this list box is created, select tag. Which locator I can go for here? I can go for ID here. I'll copy this ID value. I'm going to locate the list box now. Await page dot locator. I'll pass the hash ID value. Then after locating the value, we can select option in the list box. So here to select value in the list box, we have select option function. We have a select option function. This function, inside the function, we can pass three property. We can pass any of three properties. Now what are the properties? First one, we have index, and second one, we have value property, and third one, we have label property. To select value in the list box, we are going to use which function? Select function. In the select function, we can pass any of these three properties: index, value, label. Now here I'll go to the code. After locating the list box, I'm going to call select option function. Which function? Select option function. So in the select option function, property should be written within the open curly brace, close curly brace. I'm going to call the index property colon. Index property will select the option in the list box based on the index value. Based on the index value starts from 0. For example, here I want to select this debit card. Correct. Debit card. What is the index value? Debit card. What is the index value? Index value starts from 0. First option is 0. Second option 1. Third option is 2. So I will pass here 2. I'll pass the 2. Now this will launch the application, and then this will find the payment drop down, and in the drop down we are selecting the third option using index value. Now let me run this code. How do you run it? Npx Playwright test. I'll copy this spec file name. I'll paste it here. So in the payment method, we are trying to select debit card using index property. See that the debit card is selected. Using which one? Using select option of index property. Using select option of index property. Now I can use value property and then label property also. I can use value or label property. Now here I'll go to the notes. We are going to select the option in the drop down using value property. So how do you write the code? I just comment this code, copy, and then I'll paste it. So instead of index, I'm going to use value. So here you can type value. So in the value, what you need to pass is every option will have the value attribute. Every option will have the value attribute. Here you need to pass the value attribute value. Need to pass the value attribute. So every option will have the value attribute. That option value you have to pass it here in the value property. For example, here in the drop down, right click inspect element. You are able to see the HTML code of the drop down. Yes. So here if we expand this select tag, here every option will have the value. For debit card, what is the value here? TC. For credit card, TC. So every option will have the value. The value can be any value. Correct? The value can be any value. So whatever the value is present here, whatever the value is present, which option you want to select, then you can take respective options value. For example, here I want to select this Google Pay. So this value is GPay, right? Whatever the value is present, I'll copy, then I'll paste it here. So this will select the GPay option in the drop down based on the value attribute. Based on the value attribute. I quickly run this. The Google Pay option is selected. Now we selected this option based on the value property. Next one, I want to select the option based on the label property. I'll copy this and paste it here. I'll remove this. Here I'm going to mention label. So when you mention the label, here you have to pass the name of the option. So whenever we use label property, we can use name of the option. Name of the option. Name of the option means in the HTML code, text content. The HTML code, text content. I'll go to this application, right click, inspect element on the drop down, inspect element on the drop down, expand the select tag. Here this and all text content. This is called as name of the option, right? What are the text content are present, that only here in UI name of the option. So directly you can take the name of the option here. Right? Directly you can take the name of the option. So what option I want to select it, I can take the name of the option. So here I'll copy the example. Here I want to select Paytm. So I'll copy this text content, I'll paste it here. Now let me run this code. Now this time the Paytm option will be selected in the payment drop down using label property. See here Paytm is selected, correct, Paytm is selected. Now here, so in order to select value in the list box, we used which method? Select option method. Here we used here select option method. Select option function with the different properties. What are the properties? Index property, value property, and then label property. So in the select option argument, we passed different properties: index property, value property, and then label property. Index property works based on the index value. Index value starts from 0. First option 0, second option 1, third option 2. Like that the index value will be present. Right? Like that we have to give the index value. Next one for value property. Value property, every option will have the value attribute. We have to take that value attribute. And next one for label. Label, when you take label property, we have to pass the name of the option. The name of the option, where it will be present in the HTML code, it will be present in the text content. Text content means where it will be present text content after the opening tag and before closing tag. So these are the options are available. We can use any one of this property to select value in the drop down. Now next one we'll see how to select value in the multi-select list box. Correct. In the multi-select list box, to select values in the multi-select list box, we will select more than one value, right? To select values, we use select option method. Single select list box also we used select option method. Correct. We used select option method. Here also we used select option function only. Correct. We use select option function. In the select option function, correct, we can pass, we are going to select multiple options, correct. So here for example, here I'm going to take this application, we are going to select multiple options. So we need to pass multiple value here. In the select option function, we have to pass multiple value. To pass multiple value, we have to pass like a array. In JavaScript, for array values are stored within the square bracket. So put the square bracket and inside we can write the any of the properties. Any of the properties, what are the properties? Index, value, label. These are the properties should be present within the open curly brace, close curly brace, and here I am going to write it index colon 0. Now this will select the first option. Then next I want to select the second option. Then comma, then you can go for next property. Next property also we can use any of these three. Index colon 1. Index colon 1. Now this, if I run this code, if this code used to select first option and second option. The both option I used index property. You can use any of this property, not only index property. So here put comma, then we can use label colon, then you can pass the name of the option, Paytm. This statement used to select value in the drop down. How many values it will be selected? 3 value will be selected. So in the select option method, to select value in the multi-select drop down, we use select option method. In the select option method, we have to pass array of the all the properties. Array of the properties. You have to put the array, correct? You have to put the array. Inside the array, you can pass this properties. We can pass the index property, value property, label property. Now we'll see the example code. Now I'll copy this spec file. I'll paste here. I'll change the name. Here we are going to see multi-select list box. Multi-select list box. I'll remove this. I'll copy this URL. I'll paste it here. Copy this URL and paste it here. This statement will launch this application. After launching this application, we are going to find this list box. Right click on this list box, inspect element. So right click on the multi-select list box and inspect it. You are able to see the select tag. Now which locator we can use? ID. I'll copy this ID of the multi-select drop down. I'll write it here, await page dot locator. I'll pass the hash ID value. This is used to find the multi-select list box. After that, I'm going to select value here using select option method. In the select option method, I need to pass the array. The property should be written within the array. So square bracket, open curly brace, close curly brace. I'll pass the index colon 1. Index colon 1 means which option will be selected? Second option. Then I'll pass value colon. I'll take whatever the value is present in the drop down option. Right click, inspect element. The example here, I want to select third option, Chicago. So here this is the value, right? I'll copy this value. I'll paste it. Next one, I'm going to select one more option using label. You can select multiple options only with the index colon 1, index colon 2, index colon 3. You can use it, or you can use mixed properties, index value label. I'm going to select the next option. I'll copy the name of the option. I'll paste it here in the label property. Now this will select how many options? 3 options. We used here mixed properties, index value label. Now let me run this code. I'll copy this spec file. Now after selecting the option, I want to wait for 5 seconds. Await page dot wait for timeout. 5 seconds. Now let me run the code. npx playwright test. Then I'll give the spec file name. Press enter. See here, the options got selected.